Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes Tribe members. I'm Jessica from Willow Vines Intuitive Vibes, and this is going to be a bit of a dream share. I do have a couple cards out, so I don't really know how this one's going to play out completely when it comes to me pulling cards, but I will do some other readings that is on the agenda for today because they're supposed to be on the agenda for yesterday. But I did do one reading, and I'm questioning it. Like, I don't know. That's been happening with the readings that I was doing, and some of them are going to end up on Patreon. More than likely, I'll let everyone know if I do that. And I don't, I do it for a reason. So it's either about timing or whatever the reason is. I figure it out later on if I'm supposed to know, or it just gets put where it's supposed to be for whoever needs to hear it, see it, whatever. You know what I mean? So I haven't forgotten about everyone. I've had a lot going on, between the personal crap and whatever. And I took my daughter for a job interview yesterday. She got the job, so I'm so proud of you. Little Miss Madam Emma, I'm so proud of you. So we're getting things done and hopefully going to be on an even keel here soon. But anyways, because I also have some personals to finish up, and by the time some of you watch this, those will be long done and over with. That's why I don't like to mention that in these readings usually, but for those of you who watch immediately or relatively shortly after I post, then it will make sense to you. Today is April 7th, 2023. It is Friday, and it's funny because it's Good Friday. So the Friday before Easter, and I wasn't even thinking of that with the calla lilies and the cross energy. So it's like having faith in a situation. Someone's faith is carrying them through a difficult time or just through life, because we have a time for spirit as well. So, and this is it's a religious holiday, Easter and stuff, but I just feel like has a lot to do with faith, keeping the faith, and someone might be taking a risk or a chance because they're going to rely on faith, is what this feels like. And this is all about like good luck and good news, good fortune, dreams coming true, like happy times, basically, your life expanding, overcoming obstacles, cleaning up past messes, making things right. So maybe you want to make things right between you and another person or a group of people, or someone wants to do that with you. There is someone who is highly religious within this energy, that has crossed over, and there's some people around some of you who are religious as well, whether they're in your family or you just know them, friends or whatever, friends of the family even, who are kind of surrounding you for some reason. But that doesn't feel bad. They're just around, like maybe they're paying attention to you, basically. They could be listening to something that you're saying or paying attention to what you're doing, but it doesn't feel like for malicious reasons. Whoever those people are, it just feels like they just know you and they just want to check in. You know what I mean? It's like check-in stuff. So anyways, which is really weird. Just saying, a lot of funky chicken type stuff has been going on, and I love it, and it confuses me sometimes. It's not like, I don't know, this one really threw me for a loop, because I know, okay, and I've been doing lucid dreaming and stuff, and it happens even when I don't try, when I don't meditate and do it intentionally, I guess. It can still happen, especially as I'm starting to wake up early in the morning, because I'm in that meditative state, and I do realize for some reason that I'm dreaming, like, oh, this is a dream, and then I'll make things happen in the dream. Well, I was doing a couple lucid dreaming meditations last night and the night before, and the dreams were just freaking weird, but they all have meaning, and I know roughly, for the most part, what they mean for me, but I feel prompted to share because I feel like they're messages for other people as well, which is why I do share my dreams on here, because I have a lot of different dreams and that I do remember, but I don't always share them publicly because they don't matter to other people. It's just for me personally. So these ones are significant with other people, either who are tied to me in my life, gonna watch it, what have you. You know what I mean? His spirit knows who's going to pay attention, basically. I keep staring at the Lego on this little backpack thing, which, scrub, we'll just do this. Backpack. So there could be a backpack that's significant. Maybe somebody travels with a backpack. They put a lot of stuff in there, or whenever they go from place to place, they always have a backpack with them, no matter what the color is, no matter how old they are. There's a significance with a backpack, and it doesn't feel like school age. It could be, but there's something to do with a black backpack. Okay, I wasn't gonna say that, but so the backpack might be black. But anyways, there needs to be a lot of healing in that situation, because it feels like there's two backpacks, two bags that could be either the same color or they're both dark. And one person who uses this backpack for traveling or whatever, they're healing. They're working on themselves or trying to figure out, what are the proper steps for them to move forward in a positive way. And then there's someone else who needs to heal. But I keep staring at the Lego pin, which makes me think of children. So this could be a child of yours, someone who's younger, or they're like a child to you, whether you're a parental figure for them in their life or not. They could just be at that age where you consider them a child. Like, I mean, for me, anyone under the age of like 26, I know that sounds weird, like 25, 26 and under, I'll call you kiddo, I'll call you kid. But it's just like, for me, I'm in my 30s, and someone in their late 50s, 60s, whatever, might say that about me because just of the gap, you know what I mean? So it's someone that's like that to you if it's not your own child. Halloween's also significant. And believe. Don't stop believing. Believe in yourself. Believe in something bigger than yourself. I don't know, there's a significance with a backpack. But I wasn't going to say any of that. I don't know, that just came out of nowhere. Pogs could be significant as well. Maybe you collected them when you were a kid, but this has the spiritual pogs in it. I just heard pull some. So I'll do that before I get into the dream share. But because there's two dreams that I had last night or early this morning. And then there's one from the prior night. But I don't know if I'm going to share the prior one. I might. It just depends on what comes up. Alright, so we're going to pull that one. And I just threw a bunch. What the? Okay, shit's just flying everywhere. The past has something to do with the past. Alright, I'm putting this stuff back so I can pick up that crap and let you know what it is. Oh my goodness. Something slipped through the cracks. Like, I don't know, maybe someone's making a mess of a situation. They did. Because it is cleanup time, like I said. Like, oh crap, I wish I would have paid attention. Could be a Cancerian, not necessarily, or there's something significant to do with someone's forward movement. Someone hasn't moved on from the past, or they needed help doing so because there's some past crap in there. It could also be a vehicle that's significant, whether you have one, you need one, I don't know. But I feel like someone failed to move on, to move past something. There's a sense of forward movement here, and someone failed at it. Like, you had the opportunity to do good, to make better choices, to make the right choices, and someone didn't. And then we have reciprocity. Yeah, someone didn't give because they had moved on from the past. They might feel like a failure, but I do feel like they failed at giving to the situation, whatever it is to you. Oh my gosh, I was just doing this the other day with my daughter because it was dark in my closet. I had all the lights off, and I'm like, with a lighter, went, "Are you afraid of the dark?" And she goes, "No." I'm like, "Me either," but I was talking about the show. Are you afraid of the dark? But this says, what will you find in the dark? So it's like, what will you find in those, in the corners, in the cracks, in the recesses of your brain, basically, from the past? What little gems will you find whether they're good or not. You know what I mean? There's some type of information that's hidden from you or that was repressed. And someone might have been afraid to face something from the past because it's just too dark. It makes them feel shitty, or they don't want to be open and honest about something that happened to them. It could be anything like that, but there is a need to heal because there's a transformation occurring, because this is a little caterpillar and it says energize, and that's what's happening. It's like while you're sleeping, you're replenishing energy and resting up so that your wings can grow so that you can move forward. So someone might be going through the dark night of the soul and facing some shit that they really didn't want to, but they kind of are being forced to because it's coming up or something. All right. And I feel like that's a message for many people, because you got to feel it to heal it. You can't just sit in your trauma and your pain and be like, oh, yep, it's still there, and push it down and pretend it's not there, because that's not working through it. That's suppressing it. You've got to literally face it and go, all right, well, this is how I feel about this. Get mad, get sad, get whatever you need to get so that you can let it go. You know what I mean? So that's going on for someone. And that could have been where some of the obstacles were between you and whoever this person is, because it's not necessarily a love interest. It could be for some of you. But it could just be anyone. Like I said, even children or younger people around you. Maybe you're guiding light to a lot of people, or the youth within the community. You could be guiding someone that you said goodbye to. Also, the letter M is significant, and the name Mike came up, so I don't know if your name is Mike, Michael, or if it's your middle name, or your last name, Michaels. You know what I mean? Something like that. Whatever that means to you. Someone could have a tattoo as well, and it could be a Mike that has a tattoo that's very significant, or there's a significant tattoo pertaining to the letter M, no matter what your name is. So anyways, I don't know, because I want to say the letter M is so significant. M, 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 M. Could be someone's nickname as well, M. I'm cheering, I'm rooting someone on. Yay, M, 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 M. I don't know, whatever that is. But, okay. So, now we're going to dive into Dream 1. It's technically Dream 2, but Dream 1 is going to be Dream 3. Does that make sense? Just in the order that I'm saying it. And I say weird things for a reason. Okay. So the weird thing, before I even get into the dreams, is, I'm not even kidding you. I want to check the time just real quick. Holy crap. That's why I wanted to check it. It says 10:09. That's so fucked up. Okay, so you'll know what I'm talking about in a second, because I'm going to tell you. So I know the difference between when I'm awake and when I'm not. So that's why I was getting into the lucid dreaming and explaining it, because when I am dreaming, even though I'm aware that I'm dreaming, I know that I'm not awake. Do you know what I mean? Like you just consciously know. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever done that, you've ever experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. It's when your dreams are extremely vivid and they feel real pretty much, but you know that it's a dream. So anyways, I woke up. Like I was just laying there and I'm like, all right, should I get up? I wonder what time it is, because I had got woken up at 3:20 in the morning, almost 3:30, and it was because my daughter had come in. Her boyfriend spent the night at a friend's house, and I'm not going into details or anything, and he said, this is what I heard, he couldn't sleep, and I'm like, well, he's gonna have to wait until I get up for the day, and then I'll go pick him up, because I'm not rushing out the door just because you can't sleep. Well, he didn't tell me that he felt uncomfortable because of a bad situation. You know, he just felt uneasy. We'll just leave it at that, and I'm not going into detail. But anyways, I found that out once I got up, because my daughter and her father ended up picking him up before her dad went to work and stuff. And that's when she found out. And I'm like, if I would have known, if I would have known, if I had the details, I would have gotten up right at that time and picked him up, because I know that situation was just, is all I'm going to say, because I don't want to go into it. So I was having a hard time sleeping right before that and right after. And I'm just like, maybe I was picking up on him because he couldn't sleep. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, why can't I stop thinking about stuff? Why can't I sleep? What the hell? I was fine when I first went to bed, and now early in the morning I'm like, ugh. So I end up falling back to sleep. And when I woke up, I'm like, I wonder if only a couple hours has passed, or, if I overslept, because I don't know, when you're sleeping, you don't know how much time has passed. It might feel like it's been 20 minutes, but it's been 5 hours. You know what I mean? So I look at my phone, I reach over, and I'm like, oh, it's 10:06. It was either 10:06 or 10:09. It was one of those. And it's just ironic that when I start to talk about it, that's what was on my phone. It's one of them. It was either 06 or 09. And I'm like, it's already 10 a.m. Like, holy crap. I was like, I guess I did fall back asleep. And I was like, I have so much shit to do today. I wish I didn't sleep in this late. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get up. So I basically fling the covers off myself and force myself out of bed to go get my coffee and whatever. And I'm downstairs, and as I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, I look at the clock and it said 9:12. And I checked my iPad and it said 9:12, because at first I was going, maybe a clock is wrong. Maybe this one. I'm like, what the hell? And I checked my iPad and it said 9:12. And then I checked my phone, because they would have been the same anyways, and they were. And I'm like, all the clocks are the same. They all say 9:12 a.m. But I literally just woke up 6 minutes ago, and it was like 10:06 or 10:09. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Because I distinctly remember, because it was right before I literally jumped out of bed. And I'm just like, oh man. Oh yeah, this is the other part that's really weird, because it was 2 clocks. It was my phone that said that time, and then the sign outside of my house said 10:06 or 10:09 or what. I think it was 10:06. But anyways, as I checked the clock outside, for some reason I just opened the curtain and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I go downstairs, and then it's an hour behind. And we're not in time change shit. We already did that. You know what I mean? And I'm going, well, that's a mind fucking and a half. Do you know what I'm saying? That's dimensional shifts and stuff like that. And I don't care if anyone believes me or not. I know what I saw, and it makes me wish I took pictures. But then if I would have taken pictures at that time, my phone would have said that time. And do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would have added up either way. I don't know how to explain it, but that really shocked me, because I was confused as shit. I'm going, wait a minute, how did I backtrack an hour? So it's almost like I'm ahead of the game. I'm an hour ahead of everyone, apparently, or something, like premonition type stuff. It's basically what I'm feeling with that, like knowing things before they happen. Stuff. I don't know. I just want to keep saying stuff like that. Stuff like that is so freaking cool. But anyway, so that happened, and I'm reciting my dreams to myself, and I'm like, all right, so the first one was, they were both fucked up, just saying. But the first one, the beginning, pretty much is, it represents protection, good luck, good fortune. It's a very good omen. And it's weird, because I had a similar dream, or a dream with the same image in it. It was one of those spiral slides at a playground, but it was open on the top. It wasn't like the dome ones. It wasn't closed. And there was some water going down it, and there was a bunch of baby sea turtles. They were so cute too. They were like, most of them were itty bitty, but there was a couple bigger ones. Like, they were a little bit older than the other ones or whatever. But anyways, there was a whole bunch of them just kind of going down the spiral slide. And hold on, I might have to beep the dog or buzz him because he's deaf. Griffin keeps going after Jackson's scruff, and it's driving me nuts, because they fight and they knock stuff over because Jackson hates it. But anyways, moving on. So they were on a spiral slide, and they were all flowing down, and I was just looking at them, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute, like, And I was just watching them go down, and they started to back up a little bit, like they were gonna get stuck, and I just touched my finger and went, doot, like just tapped on one of them, and then it started flowing again. And I was like, okay, whatever. So that was part of the dream, but that they represent protection. So someone is highly, highly spiritually protected and guided, and this is all about good luck. And that's what that symbol means, that sign, that omen. It's a good omen. So there was that, but in a prior dream, I don't know, even a year ago, I can't remember, I was looking for my son, and I was in a school, and I climbed a bunch of staircases, so I'm on different levels, which ironically is what me and TJ did when we were at the hospital, because the customer service dude sent us in the wrong direction, and we climbed a bunch of stairs for no reason. But anyways, I guess it was a good workout. So regardless of that, that's kind of what the school looked like. It was, staircase, platform. And I think I went up like 4 levels, and then there was a spiral slide, and I had to slide down back to the 3rd level. And I'm like, oh, this must be where he is. And I went to the chemistry lab in the school, because that was the only room lit up. And he was supposed to be there, but he wasn't. So there's someone who was supposed to be somewhere. Could be my son was supposed to be somewhere, but he wasn't there. He made a different choice and went somewhere else, because he is divinely protected, which is what I'm looking at with that. Or it's someone else's son. You yourself are a younger energy. It's almost like people wanted me to be at this location, this place, whatever. I was supposed to do this, and this, but I changed my mind and backed out and stopped talking to these people. I did something else. Someone did something else, and it was for their own protection. They were divinely protected to do so. Like, they were guided to do so. And I know I'm guided to say and do a lot of the things I do. And I've been protected along my journey as well, just like a lot of you, especially if you're a good person, if you're not out hurting others, you know what I mean? If you're out taking unhealthy risks that will harm other people, not just yourself, because usually when we cause harm to ourselves in some sort of way with substances or whatever, those are personal lessons for us, because we're not intending to harm anyone else. Yeah, we shouldn't be harming ourselves in that way or in any way, but it's like a less punishable offense, because they're lessons and that we need to work through in our own problems and crap like that, you know what I mean? And you're not intentionally causing harm to another person through the process. Some people do get hurt through those processes that we go through, but it's not, that wasn't your intention. If you're out there, going, I know this is wrong and I'm still going to do it to you, that's totally different. That's where you come up and fucking fail. There's someone who has sneakers are very important. I don't know if they're new sneakers or if these sneakers or shoes are very fucking important because there's something to do with new shoes. These don't feel like hand-me-down shoes or anything like that. These are like, look at my new Tims, my new Jordans, my new whatever the fuck brands there are. Do you know what I mean? Like something like that. Someone, they could be blue, they could be red, or someone could have a blue pair, a red pair, or that's the colors of them combined. I don't know. That person is failing big time. They're not moving past something. They're gonna end up reverting backwards, whoever that is. But anyways, I just heard stay away, stay away, stay away. So stay away from whoever that is to you, if you know who it is. So yeah, the little turtles were on the slide, and I was like all happy when I saw them. And then it went from that to all of a sudden I was at the edge of a baseball field, which the irony here is when I was on my spiritual drives and stuff, I went to multiple baseball fields, and it's like I was always drawn there, just saying, to different ones, but I was on the edge of a baseball field, like on the outside where the fence is behind the diamond, the home plate and stuff. But so I'm standing there, and there was I was standing there, and then I'm not going to name these names, but they're brothers, and I've said it before, but R was standing in front of me. But what was weird is he was talking to me, and he had a beer in his hand. He had a Budweiser, just regular Budweiser can, and I'm not saying this person wouldn't drink that in real life, but that's not their preference, like this actual person that they were supposed to represent. But What's weird is it was R's face. Fuck it, I'm just saying it. It was Ron's face, and the body was somebody else. Like, because I remember looking at him and I'm like, that looks like you. Yeah. You know, because I know who he is and I know what he looks like in real life. And we're talking, I don't know what we were talking about, but it was just us, and it was just like shooting the shit, friendly conversation or something. And I noticed that he had a different body, like that it was someone else's, because he was chunky, he was like heavier set. And I've had a dream about him being chubby before too, like bigger than what he is in real life. And I've shared that dream on here too, because his brother was in that one too. Which, but whatever. Anyways, it's just weird that he's like chubby in my dreams, like in those ones at least. But because I don't really dream about him or anything, he pops in once in a blue moon. But that pertained to something that was really going on for me in real life, you know, last spring and summer. But I'm like going, why is your ass so big and your ass crack is hanging out? Like, it was significant. Like, I'm not saying like he was huge, but I don't know, his butt crack was significant. So someone's ass crack hangs out a lot and they got a big badonkadonk, even if they're a dude. Because Ron doesn't. Like, his body type and shape and size is totally different than what was in the dream. And I was like, is this fake Ron? Like, in the dream, I literally thought that, like, wait a minute. Like, everything seems like this is you, but not quite. You know what I mean? So don't take things at face value, is what that just popped in my head. So anyways, I'm talking to him, trying to figure this out, like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, his brother, Andy, like, zooms down behind me. So I'm, like, face to face with Ron, and I turn around, and Andy's behind me. And he looked completely normal, just like he does in real life. And he just said hi, like, it wasn't, I don't know, it was just friendly conversation. He just popped in, was like, hey, whatever. And then he disappeared. I didn't see him again after that. I was just like, oh, okay. He just disappeared. So I was looking around, and I'm like, there were cigarette butts everywhere. And I don't even know if this was really me in the dream. Like, I don't know who I was representing, because I never saw myself in this dream. But anyways, I'm like looking around, and I was like, I gotta pick these up because it's a baseball field. Like, you shouldn't have cigarette butts everywhere at a baseball field. The kids come here, you know what I mean? Like, clean it up. So, and I was like, I wouldn't be picking these up if it was anywhere else, but for some reason I want to pick them up here. Like, I don't want to leave them here, even though they weren't mine, or maybe they could have been someone's in real life. Like, I remember to pick up your cigarette butts so that you don't leave any evidence or some crap. I don't know. But anyways, I was making my arm hurt right here on the right side. But anyways, so I'm like gathering them up, and we started walking the perimeter, and we go to like the wood line, and there was a shit ton of beer cans, and, you know, just cans galore. There was even a cooler with a bunch of empty cans in it, and some empty Tupperware dishes. So I put the cigarette butts in the Tupperware dishes, because I'm like, I gotta get a trash bag. I gotta get a bag for the trash, and I gotta get a bag for the bottles. And fake Ron is what I'm gonna call him, because I don't know, it just feels like it was somebody else. Like catfish energy. But anyways, he went with me. He goes, yeah, I'll go with you to go get a bag, a black trash bag or whatever. And so we went to, we were going to go to someone's house. I don't know whose house it was. And I was like, oh, well, while we're there, there's this picture of my daughter when she went to Disney World that so-and-so has. I showed it to him and I never got it back, is what I said. And my kids have never been to Disney World. So there's someone else who's been there, or their kids have, or something. And when I walked into this house, there was a shoebox full of photos, and I was going through it, and I was like, oh, here it is. And it was a perfect square, and there was a rainbow in the corner, and it was kind of blurry, like the Disney castle was kind of blurry in the background, but it zoomed in on my daughter. So someone's daughter. There's like a photo similar to that, or there's a photo from Disney World or Disneyland. It feels like Disney World. Or there's some significance with Disney. because what's funny is in the dream I actually went to my father's house, and it didn't look anything like his house, just saying. But anyways, because I can't remember, his girlfriend in the dream, this is the dream, his girlfriend had taken the pictures because she wanted to compare hers to mine or something like that. And because she said something about looking very similar, like she looked very similar to me or to my daughter when she was a baby or something. Like there was two people that looked very similar. And it was her and my daughter apparently. But anyways, I'm like, every other picture, it was the one of my daughter at Disney World, and then there was a picture of, you know, my dad's girlfriend, and I'm like, and it was, they kept alternating. It was like her and then the other person, you know, back and forth. So I'm separating them out, and there was one picture where there was like curlers in her hair, in his girlfriend's hair, and in my daughter's hair or my hair, whoever fucking hair it was, whoever the kids were, because they don't look like my daughter. I don't know who they were. And one person had black hair and one person had blonde hair. And I don't know who was who, but I was like, I showed fake Ron. I said, they do kind of look like, don't they? And he goes, I can see it. And that was the end of that. And I was like, okay. But where was I going with that? Because what was weird is I would go, in real life, I would go to the ball fields. I found beer cans and all that fucking shit there, trash, and I did clean that stuff up because it's like randonautica, where wherever you go, you clean the area up to make the planet a better place, so that people enjoy going out, so there's no trash everywhere. So I was doing that in real life, so it's weird that came back up in the very first image before all that stuff was shown to me, or I was reminded of certain things, because some of that stuff didn't happen, like the photos. I don't know what the hell that was about, but the past has something to do with the history of the past and children. But anyways, why do I keep drawing a blank? I hate it when this happens. So yeah, it was like basically spirit saying you were protected, heavily protected from this. You still are. You're divinely protected from whatever's going on in your world, from the darkness. Because let me tell you the next dream, but it was even weirder. So should I pick these up into different videos? Nah. Oh, it's a phone call. This was an 800 number. Not today, Satan. But anyways, before, oh gosh, I hate cold coffee. I love iced coffee, but cold coffee tastes like shit. So anyways, the Disney World crap, I'm sure people's kids go to Disney World, or they did when they were kids and stuff, so there could be multiple meanings for multiple people in that. But when it pertains to me, before I even went to my father's on my spiritual drives, when I was just led there, because I just had this urge, like, to go over and visit during that time, and it was right around Easter. I think it was right after Easter, because there was a sign on his wall in chalk that said Happy Easter, so it was right around that time. But anyways, for some reason I wrote down Easter Sunday bad. I don't know what that means, but I literally wrote that down yesterday. So anywho, the Disney World thing, when I went out that night and got lured into a trap basically, and ended up in a not so great situation. The Curly Sue bitch basically said to me, why don't you stay here and watch Disney movies with my sister? And I clung on to that comment and a lot of different comments and actions that her and that other Riri were doing, because they were mocking me. Like, they were letting me know that they were paying attention, that they were watching me basically in a creepy way, because it wasn't just on, what I post publicly. Maybe that's why I record things and I don't always share them, because I'm doing it again, and that's what I did then, and I'm doing it again. So anyways, I don't know, that made me feel like that's where the Disney World shit was coming in, but it could be something completely different for someone else, because after that crap and the SOS and the flashlight, like getting me sent back to get my charger, that's when I went to my father's. And that's where I went in the dream to look through photos. So, I don't know. Like, to go over the past. Something. But regardless, there's that dream. And then the second dream was really fucking weird. And it was scary because it felt so fucking real. Like, the first one, I remember everything vividly. But the second one, I could feel it. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Which is like lucid dreaming and stuff. So anyways, I was in my kid's father's work truck, which I don't drive that. I'm not allowed to. It's a company truck. So it's definitely a dream. And I don't know this road, nothing. He wasn't there. It was just the work truck. And unless I was representing him, I don't know. But anyways, regardless of who is who and if he's even involved, it could just represent a work vehicle that some of you drive or someone you know drives. Because it would be a company vehicle, not just your personal vehicle. So I'm in this vehicle, and I think one of my kids was with me. I can't remember which one. They were in the passenger side. And I was going down this snowy, icy dirt road. It was a back road. And I wasn't going very fast. And I was like, because I had to go out to get something, and I didn't want to go do it. I'm like, I don't want to go do this, but I will. It's almost like I don't want to, but I need to kind of energy. So I was like going real slow, like, all right, I'll go do this. And as I tried to stop, because I could see that the end of the road was stopping up ahead, and then all of a sudden I couldn't stop. Like, the truck was just like, it almost felt like it was accelerating, and I couldn't, the brakes just weren't working. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I almost hit, there was some older women. I'm not gonna, they weren't elderly. I'm gonna say 50, 60, something like that. Maybe late 40s. I don't know, like 50s, 60s. I don't know who these women are. Never seen them before. But they were on the side of the road. And they were walking. And I almost hit two of them. And I was like, oh crap. So I knocked it into reverse. And I'm like, oh, I'll just back up and I'll just go home. Like, fuck this. I'll back out of here. Well, I didn't hit anyone. But for some reason, I felt like I can't keep backing up. I need to stop backing up, because I couldn't stop no matter which direction I went in. If I went forward, it was like full speed ahead. And if I went back, I just couldn't stop. And I'm like, and I had less control going backwards because I couldn't really see where I was going. Like, that's what it felt like. So I put it back into drive, and then I pull up on the e-brake, and I'm like, are the brakes completely gone? Because I can't stop. And then as I'm pulling as hard as I can on the emergency brake, and then I start pushing wicked hard on the brake pedal, like, I'm putting all my weight on it, like, come on, like, just please stop. And all of a sudden it stopped, and I was like, oh, holy crap, okay, that was an ordeal. Because I could feel, like, the nervous energy, like, oh shit, like, that was close. Because I was nervous and, like, worried because I almost hit someone. It's like I didn't want to cause pain or problems to anyone. And it's like, ooh, you got in the way. That was a close call kind of thing. And I just couldn't stop. So someone couldn't stop doing something. But anyway, so I get out of the truck, and I'm like, all right, me and whichever kid was with me, decided we'll just walk the rest of the way because it's not that far. And then we'll drive very slowly back home once we get whatever the hell I was out there for, because I don't know. And the group of women were there. And as I walked by, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm glad you're okay. And this one woman had tarot cards in her hands, and they were big ones, like this size. And she went like this. Like, and I could see two of them. Intoxication, distorted view, and overindulgence. So someone could have been on a drug run, just saying. What goes around comes around. But anyways, that makes perfect sense. Because she went like, she goes, what the fuck did she say? As I walked by, I saw the cards, but I had never seen these tarot cards before, this oracle deck. I was like, so I kind of looked like, oh yeah. And she as I turned to walk away, because I said, oh, this is what I said, I'm a tarot reader, a psychic medium, you know, I do my own readings, like, thank you very much. Well, thanks anyways, basically. I wasn't being mean to her, just was like, I don't know, I just wasn't, I was on a mission for something else, basically, in the dream. And she goes, you have a negative energy attached to you. can't remember if she said a negative energy or if she said a demon. I think it was negative energy. And I stopped and I turned around and I said, "What did you say?" And I looked at the cards. I mean, these cards, especially this one, can represent negative energy with overindulgence and distorted views and stuff. So there could have been negative people, energies, spirit, whatever, who were clouding someone's judgment or vision because of a level of intoxication, or just, doing unhealthy things because you got that doom and gloom cloud hanging over your head. But she showed me one card and I was like, "What is that, like the devil or something?" And she said, "No, it's worse." And I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks." But she didn't go into detail. She didn't go into detail. And in this dream, I don't think I was me at all in this one. I don't even know if I was me in the other one, just saying. But anyways, because whatever someone's done to another person is coming back to them. So if anyone put negative energy onto you, like spell work and crap, it's, what goes around comes around. It's getting returned to sender, basically. And someone else might not be able to handle it because, yeah, there is an attachment here. And there's nothing attached to me, Jessica. I just want to say that. So if anyone's going, "Oh, do this, do that," I'm totally fine. Because it was a warning for someone else. Maybe some of you or a light worker warned you about this, or you warned somebody else. Like, I see some doom and gloom around you. You could have said that to a few people. But Spirit is here. Judgment Day. I don't know. Someone's definitely being judged for past actions. And this doesn't feel by society. It feels like, shouldn't have done that. Someone was messing with crap they shouldn't have messed with, no matter what that means to you. But anyways, I was intrigued, and they go, "Come inside." So I'm like, okay, so these women call me inside. That's what happened with the bar thing. Because I only spoke to those people because women called me over, because I wouldn't have talked to guys that I didn't know. Anyways, but that just clicked for me right now with that. But there's symbolism in the rest of this. I'm just saying, because I've never been in this house, and these people, yeah, come to think of it, they do look familiar now. Those women, at least two of them do. Anyways, who cares? So, about that. So I go into their basement, because it wasn't, I don't know, it was like a daylight basement or something, or there was just a door to get into the basement. So I'm in the basement, because that's where we all walked in, and it was like a big party. It was like party time, and they were away from their boyfriends and husbands and stuff. Like, these women, either all of them or some of them were married or committed or whatever, and they were just having a good time. There was no other, like, men around or whatever, so they were just having, like, a girls' night or something. And, or maybe that's what some of you want to do, or I don't know. It could just be a group of women. But they were having margaritas and stuff, and there was like a bowl of margarita mix and crap, and one of them was like, "Do you want some margarita? You want a margarita too?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine, I'll have one. That sounds good." And my dog was there, Jackson, not Griffin, just Jackson. He was running amok all over the place, and I'm like, he wasn't being mean or anything. He was just being rowdy and playing, and there were other farm animals there too. So I don't know if the animals represent people or what the hell that was about, but there was a camel that was tall and lanky, and the funny thing is the camel had a deep to deep face. It was kind of like like it wasn't all there, basically. And then there was a llama, and the llama wasn't very big, actually. It was bigger than a sheep and stuff, but it wasn't huge. And I don't know, some other animals running around. But the llama and the camel, like, I saw the camel like make this stupid face, and I saw him walk around a couple times, but that was about it. The llama was the one that was a pain in the ass for some reason. So we're all downstairs doing whatever, and then we go upstairs, and the house was a disaster. It was like clutter everywhere, shit everywhere. It didn't look dirty. It just was piles of stuff. Like, someone had a lot of stuff. They could have been a hoarder. I don't know. But it was just very unorganized. So the situation was very unorganized. These people were unorganized. Whatever. But anyways, I didn't touch anything in the house, but I'm just kind of looking around. I'm just like, wow, these people really need to clean or go to the dump or something. And I wasn't going to be mean, so I didn't want to say it. Like, I was just noticing it, basically. And, because there's stuff everywhere. But anyways, then all of a sudden, the llama was up in the kitchen. And one of the women were like, oh, you can't be up here. You're not allowed to be up in the kitchen. And I was like, oh, I'll bring the llama back downstairs. Not a problem. So I tried to help the fucking thing, and it put its front hooves on my shoulders. So I'm like slowly walking it down the steps. Well, it peed on me, but I wasn't sure if it did. I was wearing a sweatshirt and stuff. I mean, so there could be someone who was drunk and they pissed themselves or pissed on you, or you did that and you had to be carried down the stairs or something. You needed help in some sort of way because of a level of intoxication, or someone did. But anyways, because I feel like someone peed on themselves or they pissed themselves. But I get to the bottom of the stairs and the llama gets off my back and I just laid on the ground. And I'm like face down. I was kind of laying there. I was awake, but it was almost like, wow, that was exhausting. But I could feel the warmth on my back. And when the woman come down, I was like, did the llama pee on my back? And she felt my sweatshirt and she goes, yep. And I was like, that's what I thought. Damn it. So she goes, well, I have a spare shirt if you want to change. And I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I got a shirt out here or something. So I took my sweatshirt and shirt off so she could wash it. And I covered up my boobs and I walked outside, but it was daytime, no snow. It was like grass everywhere, and I was walking to a car, not to the work truck. So I'm covered up, and I had actually it is a sweater of mine. It was folded up in the back of the car, and I grabbed it, and I was like, oh, I could put this on, but I don't want anyone to see me. So I grabbed like a piece of cardboard, like a little shield, and I'm like covering myself because people are watching me, and I'm out there shirtless, like, well, I don't care. They can't really see. They can't see the goods. They just kind of see, So I put the shirt on outside. I didn't even go inside because by the time someone in the house said, oh, you can come in and change in here, I'm like, oh, I'm all done. I already did it. And she's like, oh, okay. Whatever that was about. And then, but the house changed. Like, the outside of the house looked different. So it might have been a different house. Like, almost going through different doorways, different experiences, different locations. Never been to this house either. But anyways, they said it was in Naples because there was a flood. They said it was in Naples, but it looked like a different town. And Casco pops in my head, but in real life, it looks like a town. I can't place it for some reason. If I drive by wherever this is, it might make sense. Like, it might click for me, because I swear to God, I've seen this place before. It's either I've dreamed of it before, or I've literally been to whatever this location is. And there was like, they warned me of a flood, and I was like, oh, I want to see how bad it is what I want. They warned me of a flood, warned me of a problem, and I was like, oh, I want to see how bad it is. So I started, they told me where to go, so that's what I did. And I started walking, and all of a sudden, my feet start getting wet, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost in the marshy waters, So I take a step back, and I fell, and I'm laying down, because I was like, I don't want to slide into this, because it was like a wall of water, and it was murky, shitty water, It's like when a swamp, basically. And in the dream, I was told that area floods once, for an entire month, once a year in the springtime. It will flood, and people need to evacuate their homes, and then they can come back because they can't get to where they live or businesses, because the roadways flood ultimately. So they have to leave or hunker down for a month until the water goes down, and then everything's fine again. And so maybe a dam or something's going to break, or it did, but that feels like an internal thing, because murky water's never good, just saying. But anyways, so there could be somebody speaks to you once a year, or a problem reappears once a year. But anyways, I'm laying there, and I was like, I almost just fell in that shit. I almost just walked right into that problem. I almost just walked right into a problem. But I stopped myself and I slowly backed up and avoided the problem. But I saw it. So it's like, oh, I see the problem and I almost just walked right into it. And thank goodness I was guided not to. Like, it's almost like, just kind of doing your thing. And then all of a sudden, spirit goes, wait. And you're like, shit, I almost just. But I didn't. Like, that's what that dream was representing for me, at least. Yeah, and the first dream I was talking about originally that I haven't mentioned yet, it's not important to this. So those are the dreams I had, and they felt wicked real. But the craziest stuff was the clock thing this morning, because that was not a freaking dream. That was not a dream at all. That was so cool. Like, weird stuff like that happens to me all the time. Does that happen to you? Do you have an experience like that? Feel free to share below if you do. If you have, what have you? Someone's getting rid of unnecessary crap, like all the shit sandwiches, and they're paying attention to what's important. Because it's like quality versus quantity. So it's like, yeah, I could have all of this, but this is more valuable. This person, this situation, this thing is more valuable than all this crap, basically. So someone's paying attention. And it could have something to do with spirituality, and there's the bunny rabbit. Some of you might have a pet rabbit, or, you know, there's just rabbit or hare, bunnies that are significant. Because that makes me think of Easter, but listening, because they have the big ears. I don't know, whoever this person is very focused on one thing and ignoring everything else. Like, all right, I'm paying attention to this now. You could be paying attention to something that someone's saying, or that's what they're doing with you. I just heard, I really hope you feel better. Temperance. I really hope you feel better. So there could be someone who's not feeling well. I really hope that you feel better. This is just healing energy. A time to heal. Some of you might be looking into natural remedies for your allergies, for illness, just for health and well-being. Instead of, you know, taking cold and flu medications, you'd rather have herbal teas and stuff like that. Because this feels like natural things. I want to eat clean and be healthy. So someone might be going through a detox of some kind, or like cleansing their body, whether you're fasting for spiritual purposes, or doing intermittent fasting for, you know, health, well-being, dieting, whatever. I don't know, I feel like someone's doing stuff like that, or they're going to be. A lot of you are going to be spending more time outside than you have been before, or that's what you're looking forward to. There is someone here who smokes cigarettes or tobacco, no matter in what form, if they have a hookah or a pipe or whatever. They smoke outside. There's someone who smokes cigarettes outside, they don't smoke in the house. I just heard you, it's time for you to smoke outside. Smoke outside. So someone needs to smoke outside. They don't want whatever the smoke is, they don't want it in the house, or someone's not allowed to smoke in the house. It could be, you know, per the landlord, or per your parents, or per someone. Or you're just making the rule for yourself, you know what I mean? Someone's not supposed to smoke in the house. That's a small message. I don't know what's in here. That's why I'm saying it. Whoever was very focused on their finances or some type of financial gain, the material realm basically, I feel like they're feeling pretty left out. Like, I was focused on the wrong thing. Shit. I should have gave to you. I should have done this. I should have helped. I should have whatever. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have had faith in the process, in you, in this. But while they're sitting there moping around, there's still love there from a friend. Like, I'm not gone. is what this feels like. Like, I still have feelings for you, or I still care about you. It's not too late to make something right, is what I feel with that. It's never too late to say hi. Hello, because hi showed up. And that's not H-I-G-H, that's hi, H-I. Hello. How are you? Because someone was just learning. There could be a student here, whether you're an adult or a child or college, whatever this is. Someone in this energy is a student. They're going to school or classes. They're taking classes. Something to do with UV. Either your name begins with V or something to do with V, but UV rays, the sunshine, clarity. Wear your sunblock when you're outside, even if it's on a cloudy day, because you can still get burned, especially if you're fair-skinned. Something to do with a street as well. A street name is very significant, and it's not someone's street name like Notorious B.I.G. It's like the name of a street is very significant. It could be High Street. There's a significance with High Street and Pond Road, but anyways, High Street. No. An L&M. Could be L&M cigarettes, a brand, or L. Either it's your initials, it has something to do with L and M, or just one or the other. L-M. Lamb, leading a lamb to slaughter. Why am I flipping someone off now? There could be a photo of someone doing that, like, the kids do that. But I'm flipping someone off, leading a lamb to slaughter. Which is basically taking advantage of someone who's naive. I don't know, there's some significance with a hut or Pizza Hut. So maybe someone eats at Pizza Hut, or they want to, or they live near there, they frequent there, something. Hut. It's a hut though, like with a canopy, a hut. But this feels like Pizza Hut. It doesn't feel like an Indian hut or like none of that. No, it's Pizza Hut. And an umbrella. I don't know, something to do with an umbrella. And deaf, not hearing. Someone is going deaf, they need hearing aids, or they are literally deaf. Whoever that is could be like, with the deafness, they could be 63, 64. Between the ages of 62 and 64. Roughly. I just heard no, goodbye. No, bye. Whatever that means. Why? You might be asking why someone said goodbye to you. I feel like you already know. And a lot of you are fine with it, no matter who that is to you. Now I want to start singing the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, so there could be little kids involved, or a preschool, or this is just very elementary. It's like, go back to the basics. Do and say to others as you want done unto you. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk shit about people if you don't want them talking shit about you. The numbers 890 is very significant. It could be somebody's, in somebody's telephone number, the beginning of it, or whatever. That's usually a cell phone. The first 3 digits. So 890 is significant for some reason. 693, and I just saw 657. I don't know where 657 is, but anyways, 246 popped in my head too, so that could be an area code, or I don't know what the hell it is, or something, whatever it means to you. But anyways, I don't remember what I was gonna say, and this is long enough. Someone thought you were lying. And then I keep going. Ooh, long enough. Yeah, you're healing from this, or you want to heal a situation with somebody. I feel like your spirit, because of your spirituality, because of your faith in yourself and something greater than you are healing. You're healing from past crap. Whatever the situation is, you can heal things between you and someone or someone's, especially if they come in correct. If they come in with and bring a bunch of fuck shit your way, it's not going to heal. Someone feels like they were in the wrong because they know that they were in the wrong and they want to right a wrong, and they're wondering if it's too late because this person is very burdened by whatever the hell was said and done. It could be a mother figure or someone's wife or ex-wife, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Regardless, it feels like a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn female. This person might make things. This person could knit or crochet. They could be very crafty. She's got a lot of craft crap behind her, like beads and paints and yarns and all kinds of shit. Even dolls. So this person could work in a store, run a store, or they just make stuff and sell it, because you can have Etsy stores and all that stuff. Whoever this is, they're crafty. They're very creative. That's how they earn their money. And I feel like they might want to apologize for something. They might. Whoever this is could be with a King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there's a level of success here and attention. What the fuck? Someone thought that you were just seeking attention for something that you said or for something that was going on. They thought you were just seeking attention. Because it's like I'm keeping... This King of Cups knows something, though, because it's like I'm keeping my cards close to my chest. Like, I don't want you to see what hand I have. I don't want this person, whoever they're with or around, I don't want them to fully know. It's like I got my poker face on. I don't want them to know that I see something, that I'm paying attention in a way that maybe so-and-so doesn't want me to, or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you just want attention. You're just creating drama and stuff. But that's not what this is. Because I feel like whoever, like if someone looked at you that way, like you're just attention seeker, you're just a drama, you create drama and crap, you just want to cause problems, you're standing your ground. You got your armor on. You're like, no, this is not what this is. You've prepared for battle, basically. And not in a cutthroat way, just kind of like, I'm standing my ground because this is the fucking truth. Like, that's what that feels like. So I don't give a shit what you think, what you know, what you think you know, what you don't know, whatever. I'm standing up for what I believe in. Because there is a problem with drugs here. I'm just saying, someone has problems with that. I don't know. And whoever that is fears healing. I feel like in this situation, someone might need to really gain the strength and courage before they approach you, because it's like they know that they were in the wrong and they're going to bite the bullet and suck up their pride and ego. And I feel like that's the difficult thing for this person or these people to do. But whoever's dealing with like bad habits, we'll leave it at that. It's going to take a lot of strength to overcome this situation, whatever it is. Have faith. Good things are coming. You can pull through this if that's you, or whoever this is can make it through if they try, if they truly want it. But I feel like someone's afraid to heal because they don't want to face their inner demons. They don't want to feel the pain of this, that, and the other. They don't want to face something, but they're going to have to, because the tower's coming in, and whatever this is, it's going to create massive change, and it's going to happen lickety-split, and it's not going to be in the way that someone's expecting, and they might not really be prepared for this level of healing. Do you know what I mean? That's what I have for you. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it makes sense. I have other readings to do today and a bunch of other crap, but I will be back with my, regularly scheduled programming. Thank you for tuning in. Good night. It's daytime, though. Maybe some of you are going to watch this at night. Okay. Bye.